Hello, so in this presentation I'd like to set out the case for zoos. I'd like to point out at the start that I could have easily made a presentation to argue that zoos are a bad thing. This is just a demonstration of a presentation. So, the case for zoos. Why do we need zoos? Well, our world has never been in more peril than it actually is today. Rainforests are being destroyed all the time at a horrendous rate. Many trees are being felled, they're not being replaced, and of course this affects the animals that live in them. Even our oceans are facing a deluge of plastic year upon year that enters our oceans and remains there for thousands of years, never to degrade. And of course it's the animals that suffer because of this. So for example, as you can see here, the Sumatran tiger is down to the last 400 now because the rainforest where it lives get destroyed and the area that it can live in is becoming smaller and smaller every year. But it's not on its own. Gorillas, mountain gorillas in Africa also live in rainforests and their habitat is shrinking. Again, year upon year, less space for them to live. But unfortunately, these poor creatures are also hunted for their meat and they're also tracked down by poachers. But our seas also face a terrible problem too. So loggerhead turtles that live in our seas, their numbers are going down every year. So they're not on the endangered list yet, but many scientists believe it won't be many years before they are at the current rate in which they are harassed in the ocean. So time is running out for these creatures. Now there's lots of environmental things that we can do. We have a big problem. We have a problem that needs addressing. And the thing is, we can address these environmental problems. We can do something about these things. But meanwhile, what do we do with the animals? What do we do with the animals to try to make sure that no more animals become endangered or even extinct? Well, the answer has to be zoos. Because zoos provide a place where endangered animals can live safely away from environmental threats and even poachers. So in zoos, we can keep our animals safe and protect them. We can also provide breeding programs in these zoos so that creatures can breed and their numbers, instead of going down and decreasing every year, can actually start to increase. And we could even maybe one day release certain creatures back into the wild to increase their wild population numbers. Zoos also provide a chance for animals to be cared for medically. There are experienced, knowledgeable vets that provide medical care anytime, day or night for these creatures that they couldn't get anywhere else. Lots of people have this misunderstanding that zoos provide small, cramped cages for animals to live a tortured life in. But nothing could be further from the truth in our country, because in our country zoos provide open spaces with stimulating environments that include things like ponds and rocks and different play areas, and scientists making sure that these animals are stimulated and kept busy all the time so they never get bored. Zoos also have a fantastic program where children can come and visit them and get up close with these animals and learn more about them. These education programs that zoos run mean that we can all learn about these creatures, and so in future years we have the knowledge and we can make informed choices when it comes to buying things to keep animals safe. So, as you can see, zoos are helping to secure the future of the planet by keeping these animals safe. And those are the reasons why I think that we should keep them.